Today is a very Monday. It's a Monday-y Monday. It is the 3rd of November. We're going to see if we could get some more table space for you guys so you can see all the cards as they come up. Well, hello. Welcome to another edition of Divine Love Talk. Today we're going to talk all things love, life, and spirit, as we always do. We're going to see what messages come out, and we just might do I don't know. Maybe we'll do another horoscope reading instead of putting it in the newsletter. The newsletter is delayed. This week's newsletter and Ediscopes, your weekly horoscopes, are delayed because I'm waiting for some information to come back to me so I could provide you guys with some updates, and hopefully that information will come to me before I am done with the live so I could go ahead and do the newsletter. If you haven't read it already, the November newsletter is up on Patreon, so you guys know what to expect at least for the month of November, which still feels like, despite what we're hearing in the news, and we're going to come back to the news, right? On an individual basis, it still feels like, for those of you who have put in the work, for those of you who had stood in faith, even when you were standing at the edge of the fire, you guys are first in line for receiving that overflowing abundance, for receiving that wish fulfillment, for receiving those answered prayers. Spirit made it clear that this month is going to be filled with moments where you find yourself saying, dang, I prayed for this. I asked for this. I wish for this. And this is, again, not for everybody, right? We're not going to sit here and tell you all to be Delulu because, to be honest, some of you just haven't done the work. And that's part of your journey. Some of us, are in our season of being a doubting Thomas, right? Where we kind of have that lukewarm belief where we believe sometimes, but then we question things. As someone told me a couple of weeks ago, well, if you're questioning God, then you have no faith. And I was like, sir, you learn fast. That being said, we're going to go straight into the messages, and then I'll get to see what you guys are chit-chatting about in the live. I don't think we're going to do a love reading, so we're going to put this to the side, but we will definitely get a vibe for this Monday. Back to the news. Water has memory. This is why, we do the practice, because a lot of us here are in the habit of manifesting things. We speak into our water, right? We charge our water with our intentions and thingamajigs for the day. But shout outs to my brothers and sisters in Jamaica. That island now stands as a testimony, right? Living proof that water has memory. All those places where the riverbed had dried up for years and decades and the water hasn't passed there in so long, and a lot of people were told, it's not going to come back down here because it hasn't come back down. And that's exactly where the water went, because water has memory, and water never forgets. Sidebar. Those intentions, those things that you've been trying to manifest that, I've been doing it every day and nothing has happened yet. Keep at it, right? Sometimes water is a very slow and steady, beautiful force. Sometimes, and I can bear personal testimony to this, it comes in like a thief in the night, like a wrecking ball. 1 minute is fine, the next minute you're inundated with no way out until it decides to recede. They say water is the most powerful force in the world, but what is it without air, right? The air and water signs are competing for supremacy when the fact of the matter is we need both. Think about how the world is abundantly filled with water. We are too, right? Our bodies are, 75, 80% water, something like that. That's the level of abundance you're supposed to have. A lot of us don't take our supplements. We don't eat the way we're supposed to, but yet we're here. We're still alive, meaning that our body still has, even if it's the bare bones, everything that it needs. which means you are born destined to live a life where you have everything that you need. You're not supposed to be wanting for anything. Does the sea want for anything? Do the rivers, the lakes, the brooks want for anything? They want for nada. Sometimes they just want for you to get out their way. Sometimes they just want to be left alone. We must be inundated with water signs because this message has taken on a very watery message, right? Every time you're thinking about how things can become better for you, remember water and how it's omnipresent and always there, right? Not like in Moby Dick where there's water everywhere and none to drink, right? We know how to get past that. We know how to make that happen, right? We know how to transform and transmute. Everyone who's in the soul tribe, especially my OGs, know how to take any situation presented to them and transform it, transmute it to their highest and greatest good. It takes practice. It takes resiliency. It takes the willingness to show up every single day and do what needs to be done until you reach your destination. But it can be done. My heart goes out to the people of Jamaica. I've been there. It's a very, very beautiful, spiritually rich land. Keep that in mind for future reference. That has now taught the world that water most certainly remembers. Those of you who live in coastal communities like me, now may be a good time to start moving northward, westward, eastward, away from the water. Go back, since you like using ChatGPT and Gemini, and even TikTok has something, right? Where you can use that little AI bot. What was your land before it was what you see it as today, right? Was it marshlands? Was it a rice bed before many, many centuries ago? And just because something happened many, many centuries ago, again, water doesn't forget. And she's coming back to reclaim everything that's hers. Okay? Okay. I know you guys are going off in the comments, and I will get to your comments, but we're going to get to this other message that Spirit has to say. If you are in the don't, we have Giving Tuesday coming up, right? Later in the month, consider donating to reputable places that support the people of Jamaica and other areas, because Jamaica wasn't the only place that was inundated with water, right? The other islands, though we're not speaking about it as much, were inundated as well, right? That have houses that were buried in mudslides and such. The water's back. But in reality, it never left. Holy Spirit, what message does the collective need to hear on this Monday, the day of the road opener? Those of you who participated, who submitted your name for the Monday devotions, there wasn't a particular message that came out for any one of you. It just gave the overall message that we've been getting for the collective to keep going, keep doing what you've been doing. You are fully supported. But this is also a moment where your faith is going to be tested to the fullest. You are reminded, the collective is reminded right before you get that breakthrough, right before that big thing happens, you are tested in ways that you never thought that you could be, right? In ways that you didn't think was possible. And as we're wrapping up 2025 in a 9-year cycle, you are also going to be met with situations, probably during Mercury retrograde, that are going to test you to see if you're going to respond the same way, do the same thing, or have you learned your lesson? Holy Spirit, what else does the collective need to hear on this Monday? Thank you all for spending this part of your day. I don't even know where that fell. Thank you for spending this part of your day or evening with Spirit, the Soul Tribe, and me. Anything else the collective needs to hear? And last but not least, what's the vibe on this Monday? What's the vibe? Feel free to ask any questions or share any feelings, thoughts, emotions you have that come up during the channeling. We're going to pull an angel number later. Oh, when we do the horoscopes, we're going to pull the angel number. We'll do the horoscopes for all the signs. See, that's what we'll do. For those of you who are here, even though we already did it for the subscribers to our Patreon, thank you guys. For those of you who are here, we're going to see what November is bringing you and give you an angel number. But let's stick to the collective message first, right? I'm going to start here with Caged Bird. Immediately, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou came to mind. Do you know why the caged bird sings? They sing to normalize the fact that they're in captivity, to bring a sense of home, a sense of peace, even though they are now doing something that they weren't born for, that they're not meant to do. They sing to ease the pain of no longer being free. They grow complacent, right? The caged bird grows complacent and thinks that there's no way out. Who's the little caged birdie in the collective who thinks that there's no way out? There's always a way out. No matter how dark or dire your situation may seem, no matter how things look, right? Because it's all perception. And this game of life, if you really, really look at it, it's all an illusion that's constantly changing depending upon what we do or do not do. That situation, this is giving very, very, what is that? 9 of Swords, 8 of Swords energy where she's all wrapped up and she thinks she can't get herself out. You can, right? If you work at it. And with 34, which is the number of the divine because it breaks down to 7, right? 7 rainbows, 7 colors, 7 days of the week. We could go on and on. We love 7, right? If you stay focused and get out of your feelings, get out. I don't want to say it. If you're easily offended when people start talking about God, you might want to go check out somebody else's life. A message that I really don't want to share with the collective because it's going to be a hard pill for a lot of folks to swallow. But they have been torturing me to share it. And I was just going to put it in the Patreon. But with this cage bird energy and this energy of why is this always happening to me, right? Becoming this antisocial person who runs from the work and who has maybe lost touch with the Most High because why did the Most High? They're not going to like this. Why did the Most High allow that to happen? When we say that the Most High is omnipotent, right? Knows all, sees all. Why didn't he see this? And why didn't he see that? Hold that vision of what you've been taught. And all my moms and dads, aunties and uncles, older siblings, have you ever been right there before a child under your care is about to get into something and you turned away for a split second and then they got themselves into something, you're like, damn it. And you carry guilt because you were right there and you just for a split second you turned away and you wish you could turn it back, but now you just have to deal with whatever it is that happened. And most of the times, maybe they got into the snacks, maybe they got a boo-boo. It's workable and it works itself out eventually, right? Well, if we're made in his image and there's billions of us that he calls children, do you fault him for the times that he can't see or doesn't see? He'll always know. But there are sometimes some moments where he doesn't. And it always seems to be in those darkest moments where Humanity is doing something pretty evil that it looks like he's turned a blind eye, but that isn't the case. There are some nanoseconds that I'm sure the red man with the horns take advantage of, where he just doesn't. And I'm not sure what else can be said about that. But once it's come into awareness, wrongs will be made right, corrections will be made to overcome that wrong that was done in the darkness. So while he may not have seen it while it was happening, best believe the universe took score. The Most High took score and is doing everything. That hate, that anger, that frustration, you have every right to feel that way. To the person who's in tears, I didn't mean to do that. I really didn't mean that. That's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is to get you to feel that hurt, bring it forward, and deal with it. Finally let go of it. That baggage, that guilt, going back to the guilt that you've been carrying, was never yours to carry in the first place. Let it go. That whatever happened from that situation, there's not much that can be done about it now. But there's so much that can be done to make sure that that doesn't happen again, and to make sure that you get your happily ever after regardless of it, in spite of it. When we talk about families having familiar spirits, the same type of entities that follow descendants of a particular bloodline to get them to do not so great things, to get them to stray away from their purpose and their glory, the how they get them to stray away from the purpose and glory shows up in so many different ways. To see if they're going to stray and what their target's going to do about it, right? Could they keep that anger, that pain, that cycle of disappointment going forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever, without somebody standing up and saying, you know what? Yeah, that was pretty fucked up that happened. That was. But you know what? It's over. It's done with. I'm a stronger person for it. I'm a better person for it. It taught me this. It taught me that. I am deciding, babes. What are you deciding? To stay that caged bird that plays, that remains in victimhood, not plays, that remains in victimhood, or let your victimhood bring out the victor in you, remind you of your inner strength, remind you that you are made in his image and capable and very capable of doing great, magnificent things, whether you're 21 or 81. Whenever you decide that this show is going to go the way you want, on your terms and your way, is the way the whole universe shows up to make sure you get just that or better. No apologies. I don't want to apologize. I truly do want to apologize because this is hitting a very soft spot. And if you're rewatching this on the replay, hugs to everybody that, is feeling a little something or a lot of something you're supposed to. This was the Holy Spirit's plan, because when we're talking about all the things that we can take with us into 2026, all the baggage, this is one of them. And for some of you, this is your biggest piece of luggage that you've been carrying for far too long. Some of you are out here in spirit looking like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, thinking that you're unwell. Babe, you're very well. Matter of fact, you are the epitome of good health if you just let go of that luggage, if you just let go of that pain. Forgive who needs to be forgiven, put it in the past. You can't forget about it, right? You'll never forget about it. But you do have the opportunity to acknowledge that this happened and this is how you are taking control of the situation and moving forward. That being said, the next message we have, Jesus, I'm really wanting to navigate out of that energy because it's heavy. And there's a lot of you who are touched right now. Feel free to be emotional. Text me, email me, yell at me, curse me out. Do what you gotta do to navigate this feeling. Get it out and be dealt with for once and for all. With conditions is confirmation. Confirmation that he doesn't see all things, right? Sometimes we even say, because if it was really the case, then why do we even have a red man with horns running around, running amok? Couldn't we have just canceled that part out and just, been utopia forever and ever and ever? Wasn't that part of the plan? Or maybe the part of the plan was, how much can the collective stand in faith regardless of what's going on, regardless of what thieves to their joy come, right? And upset their apple cart, right? How many people come around to piss them off and delay them on their journey and try to destiny swap and all these other negative things that the world has. As my phone rings, right? Are you still going to stand in faith? Are you still going to do the right thing? Honeymoon coming out with bad health is another confirmation that a lot of these dis-eases that you are feeling, right? Being ill at ease is because you're still holding on to that baggage, that luggage that's not meant for you to hold on to, right? The minute you let it go, the minute you do the healing work, the minute you start doing the healing work, and there's one person on here, if they want to share their testimony, I'm not calling them to the front of the class, but somebody else needs to hear your testimony. Whether or not you're willing to share it is cool, but there's one person out here who can testify that they, with the steps they took to lighten their load, and how life showed up for them after. It's not going to be all unicorns and pixie dust, like we like to say, immediately, but you will hit that honeymoon stage of everything coming into place, balance coming into place. Once you become open to the possibilities of just how good life can get, you would stop talking about just how bad things are. You would get out of that struggle talk and get into that optimistic speech, which then in turn calls in all these magnificent things into your experience. My dearest caged bird, this is the battle cry. This is the angels and the saints begging you to fly through the door that's always been open and free yourself. Be open to the possibilities. Follow your dreams regardless of who has what to say about it. Decide, make up your mind that this is how you want life to show up for you, and then let it. But the biggest one of all, going back to Dorothy, right, and that Wizard of Oz, is believing in yourself. Believing that the magic is within you, and you had it within you all along to manifest this happily ever after, to manifest this life that is filled with good things on every single level. Lastly, we have, my goodness, heads up, false persons. False persons, wow. False people, even though it says false person. This heads up, hey Boogie, is giving the energy of walking forward. I don't know why they said that. Of walking forward with your head held high. Unapologetic of what you had to let go of, who you had to let go of. Taking with you only the bare necessities. Cue bare necessities. Those simple business. That song, right? And moving forward unapologetically. Those who truly love you won't mind. And those who mind, well, you know how that goes. It's November 3rd, which means we have a handful of weeks before we ring in the new year. Put on your Gideon boots. Put on your Gideon boots. Lace them up tight. Make your decisions. Release what needs to be released. Let go of who and what needs to be let go of. Continue marching. I'm hearing all these songs, right? You know that song Zion by Lauryn Hill? Marching on to Zion, how it ends, and she's like, march telling folks to march on unapologetically, because that marching energy, that left, right, left, shout out to all my soldiers. Your sacrifices are not forgotten and very appreciated. That movement forward with your eyes on the prize is marching you straight into your happily ever after. And we say it all the time. Those who really don't care for you are going to have a shit ton of things to say. More obstacles are going to pop up. But those obstacles are going to show you just how strong you are, just how capable you are, beloved. For the sake of all things good, keep going with your head held high and a middle finger to the non-believers. That is the message for the collective. A lot of you do need to work on that healing energy, right? With the bad health, right? So that you can switch the situation around. For November, we are offering sales and things of that nature. For those of you who'd like to work with me, get the work done one way or another. Those of you, and we've heard this before, who need to go into therapy, those of you who haven't gotten your physical for the year, get to it. No more delays, no putting it off until tomorrow, until this, until... There are ways, there are organizations, even with those of us, whose spending plan may not have space for it this month. There are other ways, right? Other possibilities to get done what you need done. Once you decide your vision of this is what you want your life to look like, your destiny helpers will show up by the dozens, by the droves, to help you march on to your happily ever after. Don't worry about the who, the how, the when. Now, how am I going to afford that? Don't ever say that phrase ever again. Ever. Okay? Once you set that intention that XYZ is going to happen, it's going to happen. The whole universe will conspire to make it happen. The Most High will ensure that it happens. They will do their part as long as you do your part, which is easier said than done, simply standing in faith. Before we get into the horoscopes and your angel number for this month, let's see what you guys are chit-chatting about. Anybody else who needs a virtual energetic hug, here you go. I love you guys all. This was a very challenging message to deliver. As a former therapist, as a former counselor, I'm very conscious of how to deliver messages so that it is best received. And I'm also aware that when you hit these hard parts, people go silent. And that's when they're processing and the work begins. I promise you, you get past the hard part. It won't be smooth sailing forever, but it'll be smooth sailing for a while until your next major challenge which comes before your next level up. Well, hey, JLR, aka Juicy. Big hugs, Rosemary. I love you so very much. So very much, because you're you. You're you. Georgia girl. Whew. Loca, you best not, or else you and I gonna go put them up. Hey, honeybee. Krista, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Ooh-wee, today has definitely been a day. Oh my God, Tam, thank you so much. Thank you. And we have 5 days till Loca's B-Day. Please, big Loca up on her B-Day. I know we missed the B-Day. J-Max and somebody else was yesterday, right? It's in my notebook. It's in my planner, which is on the other side of the room, so I'm not going to get that. But happy belated birthday to the birthdays we missed. Happy birthday to all the Scorpio Sagittariuses. We're up next. And yes, this month I'm celebrating every day of the month. Even though my birthday is all the way at the end, I'm celebrating every day. Were you really, honeybee? Wait, hold on. Georgia girl said, why I was just singing that. Honeybee said, I was singing that, Etta. Which songs was y'all singing? Cause what are the odds? Hey, Mars. TJ, I hear that. And I feel it. I feel it. Thank you for sharing. Kim Divine. Hey, Michelle. Hi, Cynthia. Arshay. How are you? Hi, Jess. I'm just scrolling up through the comments. For those of you watching on the replay, we're about to do the horoscopes, the etoscopes for November. Now would be a good time to ask general questions. Michelle, I appreciate you sharing. Hey, Blue Rose. Hey, Marcy. Hi, Jess. I'm grateful that you could join us today. Earth Angel Alan. Momo. Thank God you're here. Thank God. Hey, Nashaya. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, Georgia girl, you're going to Jamaica in June? And there goes Boogie. Boogie, woogie, woogie. Hey, Lex. Hi, Morty. Yes, the lives have been delayed. There's one more live. I think it's from the day when we did the quick one, Friday, maybe. Yeah, it just has to be uploaded. So that's happening today. Hi, Daisy. She is simply chosen. I love that. Oh, I love that energy. Okay. Hey, Auntie. Oh, from Boston. How are you and happy birthday? And that's why we made them, Momo. That's why we made them, because, yeah, we do be singing. Look, you technically can, right? So in 5 days is the 8th. Oh, I would, because there's a feast day on the 8th, right? It's either the Assumption or no, the Feast of the Immaculate Conception. So why not? Right? You beautiful mama, why not? All right. Happy Monday, Monica. You do have that choice, Momo, right? And where we're going as a collective, healers need protectors, and protectors need to protect the healers, right? Because the whole world is under spiritual attack. It's not even believers versus non-believers thing. It's a desperate push to keep status quo. But my 90s babies, my Y2K babies are having none of that at all. At all. The ones, oh. Another message that the collective needs to hear, that I was on the fence about sharing. I know I do that a lot. All right, far too often than they care for. And yes, I do get in trouble. Yes, I do get reprimanded, but I'm stubborn. Very stubborn. And I'm very also conscientious about what I share, how I share it, so that, the hard messages reach who it's supposed to. There is an attack underway on relationships, partnerships, right? Spirit has been going on and on and on about true lovers and soulmates and twin flames finally coming together to raise the vibration of the planets. What the status quo, the maintainers of the status quo are starting to do, they're pushing the agenda of individuality even harder. In this country, the agenda of pushing individuality, right, being uno nuno, right, has been going on for decades. Very subtle in the background, right? We're taught to kick the children out the house at 18, because they're adults. And some people are very firm about that. As soon as they turn 18, the kid goes out the house, whether or not they're ready for the world or the world is ready for them, right? But so they can learn how to be an independent adult. That only really happens here. Unless I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, please fact check me, right? And when I say here, the United States, other cultures have this family sense, like the family sticks together and the, people get added, right? But that unit sticks together, the money sticks together, the resources stick together, right? People live individual lives, but together, right? They share everything together. They believe in relationships and partnerships, not just marriage, right? Not just love relationships or relationships for the sake of procreating, but really building those partnerships. Those partnerships are only appreciated or pushed for here when it comes to like serious business matters, right? But they want you to do that with other people and not within your family. This is why certain groups of us, we are always struggling, while other people come here and, they come with that together mentality, and they get the American dream within 5 to 10 years tops, right? Because you go further together, right? If you want to travel fast, travel alone. If you want to travel far, you know how it goes. So the agenda is, oh, you don't need a boyfriend, right? Boyfriend culture is over. Girlfriend culture is over, right? Be careful with that. Be careful of any blanket statements, absolute statements where it's either this or that, right, that are coming up. Be careful of any statements that pull you away from collectivism. Is that a word? From working together with others to build a dream, right? Be wary of messages that want to keep you as that caged bird. A paid caged bird, a comfy caged bird with all the amenities, but a caged bird nonetheless. Okay. Even the sun and the moon and the stars don't do it alone. Why should you? How could you? You could try. You'll have lots of fun. But we're not meant to do any of this alone. We were always meant to move in tribes, right? Think about the forest with one tree. It's not a forest. Think about the sky. You look up and there's only one star twinkling. Imagine that. Or one star here and then one star all the way over there, right? We wouldn't have constellations. We wouldn't have the zodiacs that we're about to get into. Where would the moon be? Would we even have a need for the moon without the sun? Well, that's... Well, if we didn't have the sun, we wouldn't be having this conversation because we wouldn't be here. Now, would we? Imagine one blade of grass. What? Just imagine. Hi, new heart. All right, we're going to get into, you're just in time for the etoscopes as I... Hi, Bianca, baby. You were just thinking about your dating life too. Hey, right? Traditionally, we don't move out until we get married. And there are a lot of cultures that mix with, especially in college and, senior year in high school and when you get to college. Oh, why do your parents still do that? That is so traditional. That's so old fashioned. Right? That's boomer mentality. Right? But it serves a purpose. It serves a purpose. Hey, Miss Breeze. And Bianca, I appreciate your support. I appreciate all of your support. All right, it's 3:07. Let's bring out these horoscopes. I need to cleanse and reset because that message was heavy, but it was the Tower moment. You guys know that for me, the Ace of Wands represents the big change that happens right after everything falls apart because there's the tower looming in the background. And we keep getting the heads up that Sagittarius season, like Scorpio season is going to be amazing, right? But Sagittarius season is going to be the showstopper, right? If I could do it all again, I would, Daisy. I would. And there's another nod to Sagittarius season. All right. I'm turning away from the comments and let's give it one more quick shuffle and a cut to see what you guys, sun, moon, and or rising, right? So pay attention to that because you might have messages in all three. And it will be posted later on YouTube. Hi, YouTube people. Starting with our showstoppers for now. Before Sag season gets here, Scorpio, sun, moon, and or rising. This moment, right? And we're going back to the yellow brick road because for me, every time I see the Temperance card, it reminds me of the yellow brick road, right? Leading to your wish fulfillment, leading to your happily ever after. Before we could get that, let's deal with the healing. Let's work on balancing within. Let's work on doing everything our intuition is calling us to do, right? Let's work on tagging our angel guides, our ancestors, our spiritual helpers to help us along the journey. Do not hesitate to tag them in, especially Archangel Raphael, right? Or St. Jude to help you with that healing. The angel number and message you need to look out for to remind you to work on your healing so you can ease on down the road to your wish fulfillment on every single level is 1199. Say goodbye to the old and welcome the new. Say goodbye to the old and welcome the new. Change, guardianship, growth. A new door is opening. It hasn't opened just yet, but it is feeling like it's opening for you, which is generating. It's created according to what you think. You now have the opportunity to look directly at your thoughts and look at your creation face to face. Let the old ways, things, people, and places disintegrate because it will be replaced by the new according to what you want. Having that vision, that picture of happily ever after, that picture of what you want your life to look like. Create it, imagine it, envision it, embody it. Next we have, we just put it like this, right? So we're not shuffling because this card, it cuts. Next we have Sagittarius, Emperor energy, Capricorn, Aries energy. Pay attention to the Cappies and the Aries in your life. But this is really that father time energy, that being in control energy, that stepping into your Emperor and Empress energy, remembering why you chose to incarnate in this lifetime, remembering that though there are many kings in the deck, 4 to be exact, there is only one emperor. There are many queens, but there's only one empress. Standing in your truth, standing in your authenticity isn't an act of conceitedness or thinking that you're better than anybody. You're just you. The rose doesn't think she's any better than the daffodil. She's just the rose, and the daffodil is the daffodil. You, my dear, are much bigger than you think. Stop playing it small and start embracing your authentic self, your place in the sun. Your angel number to remind you of this. And every time you see your angel number, remind yourself of what comes out, right? 1177. Keep it up. Persevere, grow. Kindness and abundance. We do know that November is not only filled with reconciliation, but not only abundance, but Spirit keeps calling it overflowing abundance. This message is an affirmation of your doing well. You are on the right path, so keep going, Sagittarius. This sign represents that you have carefully chosen your thoughts and that you should focus more steadily on your goals. Indeed. Add appropriate emotions to your thoughts, such as being thankful for the gifts you have in life. Gratitude will accelerate your process of realization. Capricorn. Many choices with the Seven of Cups, right? And some of these are good, abundant choices. Some of these are very dangerous choices. Make sure you take your time with everything that's being presented in front of you. Though others may try to rush you this month, you're doing things on your time, in your way, and everybody else will just have to adjust respectfully. Your angel number is 5588. One step closer. Endurance, positive progress, continuous guardianship. This sequence of numbers represents that you are in the 11th hour. Ooh, and about to change. Don't be afraid, because you will be supported and loved throughout the process. And it's about to happen, like imminently. This is why they want you to just do things on your timing, your pace, your way. Everybody else will adjust. They'll be fine, I promise you. Aquarius, sun, moon, and standing in true air energy. Speak your truth unapologetically. Even as you make your exit, don't hold any punches, don't hold back, don't even try to sugarcoat it for those who are more delicate or may try to fight you on your decisions. You've already made your plan. You've already started acting on your plan. Keep moving and don't look back. You are the King of Swords. You are the king of the castle. You are the ruler of your world. Start showing up like that. Your angel number this month is 555. Ride the waves, right? This is our number of change. Also, confidence, positivity, and being powerful. Do not forget, dear Aquarius, how powerful you are. And this leans on into Gemini. Gemini, see where Aquarius falls in your chart. See which house Aquarius rules over in your chart. And this is where you're being called in this moment. Yeah, you're being shouted out to apply this energy to. Fasten your seatbelt. Buckle up, Buttercup, because you are about to undergo a major change. This change should not be regarded as positive or negative, because all changes are part of the natural flow of life. Perhaps this change is in response to your prayers, so continue to visualize and feel yourself in peace. Pisces, sun, moon, and or rising, which is stubborn as. So said the stubborn person. It's okay. Be careful about the choices you are making. What looks like a golden ticket is really spray painted foil. They exactly said spray painted foil. You're judging a situation. Pisces. You're judging a situation or responding to a situation based on what happened in your past. Also, you're letting your past, it's like you have this audience, this judge and this jury watching you. You're letting all these people dictate what you should do next, and you don't even know what you should do next because you're putting too much emphasis on what they think, what they expect. Spirit has been telling us loud and clear for weeks now, F them people. Do what you want to do in your own timing, especially if you have air placements, dearest Pisces. If you don't get out of this energy and stop worrying about what them people are saying and basing your life, designing your life so that others see you in a particular type of way because they're used to you being a particular type of person. Oh, Pisces, this is going to turn into a longer read. F them people. Okay? Stop moving in accordance to what they want. Your angel number, is this one? It's 4488. Welcome a new beginning, upward change, and more abundance. This is a message from your angels representing an end to a stage in your life where you listen to other people's opinions. I don't care if you've known them since you were in the sandbox. They want you to know that when things slow down, they will be with you and assist in guiding you to a new situation that is more suitable for your needs, prayers, and purposes. A lot of these people that are playing judge, jury, and executioner in your life are the same very people you should have let go of years ago. Pisces tend to loyalty, right? Because they can feel everybody and they want to be everything to everybody. You will exhaust yourself doing so. Stop it. You've done that stage. You've seen how impossible it is. You can never meet everyone's demands. It's wearing you thin and making you age faster than necessary. Change. Your guides are waiting for you. Aries, Sun, Moon, and what's up with Aries and Aquarius coming out in their own energy? Which means you're on the right path. Aries, keep doing what you've been doing. There are going to be many distractions because he always looks like he's about to jump and get into something, right? Keep doing what you've been doing and don't pay attention to the distractions. See them, acknowledge them, let your spirit team, because we see the familiar off on the left side, off on the receiving side, protecting you. Your spirit guide got this. Your spirit team has this. Your angels have this. Let them do all of the heavy lifting. You just sit there and prepare to receive every good thing that you have coming to you. Dearest Aries, your angel number is, it's not a bad number. Damien and the Omen made this a bad number, but it's not a bad number, right? 666. Waiting patiently for the flowers to bloom. Focus, confidence, kindness. Your thoughts are currently out of balance, being too focused on the material world. This number asks you to balance your thoughts between heaven and earth. The angels ask you to focus on the spiritual and surface aspects and know that your material and emotional needs will be met automatically, aka they got this. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and or rising. You've got the Two of Cups. Relationships come into balance. It feels like a long-awaited relationship comes into balance. It feels like you did the inner work, you did the healing work, right? And now you're magnetizing someone who is doing the same. Someone that fits you on every single level, right? When we see this, this reminds us of Archangel Raphael's staff. This is why we see this a lot of like medical contexts and hospitals and things in a jig, right? You're being sent someone who's going to be your divine match. Your angel number to look out for is 7788. Good change. And change, prosperity, abundance. Do you feel that some parts of your life, such as a job or relationship, are coming to an end? This confirms that your feelings are correct. The end may mean a major positive change in this situation. And with it clarifying the Two of Cups, it is positive either way that you spin it. The sequence of numbers heralds good news and upcoming positive change. Please persevere because your life will become easier, dear Taurus. Sun, Moon, and or rising. Those of you who have been calling in the soft girl or the balanced guy life, a partner that pours into you just as much as you pour into them, somebody that just gets you, they're on their way. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and or Gemini. Sun, Moon, and or rising. We talked about this, right? The Eight of Swords. We talked about the cage bird. thinking that you're stuck, thinking that you can't do anything about your situation, where all you got to do is do the Kappa shimmy. We talk about this all the time. Shimmy your way out of these very loose bindings, unbind your hands, and take off the thing over your eyes and simply walk forward, because we see these swords, they're on either side, but there's no swords in front of you, right? Just because you feel the heat on either side doesn't mean you can't walk forward. Your angel number is, and I feel like you got to, yeah. You've got 5599, revise and complete, and 1166, pray sincerely. Change, forward, courage, forward change, awakening, prosperity, and abundance. Harvest, wealth, and beauty. To welcome the occurrence of new changes, it is important to release the old ones, which include the old ways of thinking. With this sequence, Gemini, please release the old ways of thinking and moving, and know that it will play an important role at this time. However, life is fluid and change is inevitable. Know that everything new is standing at your doorstep, waiting for you to let it in. When you part with the old with love, you also invite everything new to come in. Keep connecting your thoughts with the heavens and release, because there's a song coming through. That's why I stopped. And release any worries about the material level. The meaning of attention is to pray for assistance now to repair what displeases you or interferes with you in the material world. I keep hearing, raise your hands to heaven and pray that you'll come back to me someday. I got to get the rest of the words. Gemini, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and or Rising, Scorpio season, and we've heard this before, is being very Scorpio season with you, dear Cancer, Sun, Moon, and or Rising, ushering in that change that needs to happen before your new day can dawn, before those things that you've been calling in can finally arrive. But that change, as long as you go with the flow, is going to come in. Your angel number is 6699. Let go, just like what? Let go of the attachments, harvest growth, and continue to pay attention. Guard the beauty, the good things. Let go of your attachment to your items, especially if you have a strong attachment to a certain type of material. Be in the world, but not of the world. This sequence of numbers asks you to release this attachment and withdraw from it. And this message represents that the things you have sold or lost in your life are about to be replaced by something better, much, much better. Leo, Sun, Moon, and or Rising. Especially if you have Gemini placements, you can expect balance to come into your life. Also, if you have Taurus placements, if you have Taurus, Leo, Gemini, and your big three, big things are definitely coming your way. This is a nod to keep going, keep doing what you've been doing. And your angel number is, to cover them up, 2255. Happiness falls. Look at that. Happiness falls from heaven. Confidence, strength, companionship. Your presence and intentions have always been very clear, strong, and without reservation. Therefore, the change will come faster than you expect. When your dreams come true, don't let it confuse you. They may appear in ways you don't expect, so stay confident. Always talk to God and seek further confirmation. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and or Rising. Keep defending what you've created. You're in the thick of it, but it won't be like this for much longer. Keep going, keep doing what you've been doing, and knowing that all will work out, all will turn out better than you possibly can imagine. Your angel number, I was about to just skip right into Libra, but your angel number is 2299. A stunning reversal. Though it may seem difficult now, Continue in confidence, divine guardianship, transformation, and strength. If you recently faced a loss, job, love, etc., expect it to be replaced shortly, and you doubt whether God has forgotten you. No need to worry. I feel that this pertains to one of the caged birds that Spirit was talking to earlier. Feel the energy of your life right now is forward going. You didn't have recent losses because you were being punished, but the universe is preparing new things for you, new things that you asked for. Last but not least, Libra, sun, moon, and or rising. You've won. Victory is yours. Just don't let it get to your head. As you're celebrating your wins and checking off your accomplishments, do not forget who helped you along the way. Do not let pride and ego override the blessings that are coming in for you. Spirit wants you to stay humble, but what does that mean? It simply means not to let ego take the credit for the wins that you have recently experienced, because if you do, you run the risk of being blinded by your ego, that you lean totally on your pride, and we all know that pride precedes the fall. You don't want to fall back into the same hole you just dug yourself out of. Your angel number is 2233. Auspicious person, attention, protection, companionship. They are the co-creators of your new book. Telling you that they share your excitement. A new person enters. Telling you that they share your excitement and know that everything is going well for you. The angels can see that your future is full of the happiness you are pursuing. Enjoy this new stage of your life. Well, that's your Etoscopes for November. Let's see what you guys are chit-chatting about in the comments, and then we're going to wrap this up. This has been a very, very heavy live. Well, thank you, Ebony. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Well, congratulations, Daisy. Pauline, we send our deepest prayers with you. As I scroll through the comments, I think I'm going to cut the YouTube off here, right? Because sometimes those videos get so long, and if you weren't on the live, I don't know if it makes sense. I don't know. If Earth is really Mother Gaia, what's the sun or the moon's name? The moon is Luna. The sun, I don't remember. I have to look that up. But yes, the planets have original names. You are reminded, those of you who live in coastal communities, to see what the land under your home, under your apartment building, your condo complex, wherever, the garage where you park your car, what was that before, right? Humans are very innovative, right? We know how to build different things in different places. Not to say that the water is going to reclaim everything all at once, but we're definitely being given the heads up. And speaking of heads up, this is your heads up that the Flow of Fortune bracelet pack is finally available. I curated this with the good people of Otter Spirits to help bring the Soul Tribe and my subscribers success and abundance on every single level. These bracelets are especially intentioned to bring you that success that you have been trying to call in. Pick up yours by clicking the link in the description.